This thrilling and exciting story from the Masterpiece Beauty series by Bach revolves around 6 college students. They were on a trip, but unfortunately, their car broke down on the roadside with a flat tire. In the middle of nowhere, there was no one to be seen, let alone help. To make matters worse, there was no cell phone signal. They had no choice but to change the tire themselves. The blonde girl, finding it amusing, took out her phone and took a group photo, or rather, a funeral photo, and then posted it on her social media. To find a signal, they took a step forward. While walking, they suddenly saw a wreath and a broken picture frame next to it. The empty surroundings and the scene before her made the blonde girl's heart pound. She didn't dare linger and quickly returned to the group. Meanwhile, the long-haired girl, while changing the tire, suddenly noticed a bullet casing inside the punctured tire. Could the tire puncture not have been an accident, but rather something that had been shot with a gun? Just as the long-haired girl was wondering this, the tire rolled away. The big guy on the other side noticed the tire had rolled away and rushed after it. The blonde girl went to check on the long-haired girl's repair, but what she saw shocked her back. The long-haired blonde had just been shot through the head, leaving a gaping hole. She had barely called out to her companions when she was shot herself. Hearing the commotion, her companions rushed over, calling out for a long time, but the blonde didn't respond. She kept her back turned, not turning around, but not wanting to scare them. Her right eye was a bloody mess. Then, another shot rang out, and the blonde fell to the ground. 2 companions had been killed in quick succession, and the remaining people panicked. Xiao Mei surveyed the surroundings and quickly told everyone to hide on the other side of the car. Da Zhuang, however, was too slow and was shot in the shoulder. Xiao Hei, being too far from the car, hid behind a dead tree trunk. Even though they were all hidden, the gunfire continued, trying to create panic. But the more they panicked, the more they had to remain calm. If they panicked and exposed themselves, the enemy could seize the opportunity to fire a shot. After a while, everyone calmed down, and the gunfire stopped. The 3 of them started thinking of a way to escape. Xiao Hei suggested they all run together. A sniper can only aim at one target, but no one wanted to be the unlucky one, so this plan was rejected. Then Da Zhuang explained the reason. The best course of action was to stay put, because he deduced that the sniper hadn't heard the gunshot when the long-haired man was killed, because he used a silencer. However, this would reduce the bullet's speed and range. When they hid behind the car, the sniper removed the silencer, trying to increase speed and range, but the bullet still couldn't penetrate the car. So, even if they hid behind the car, he couldn't do anything to them. Once his patience wore off, he would naturally leave, but Xiao Mei didn't think so. She believed the other party had been lying in wait for a long time, specifically torment passing tourists. If they made a mistake while drinking water, they would definitely be rebuilt. Sui Hua thought of a way to go to a parking spot with a signal and call the police. Several people thought it was reliable and decided to try it. Da Zhuang laboriously climbed to the back of the car, put his phone on the selfie stick, and stretched it out to find a signal. Just as the signal was successfully established and he was about to call the police, a gunshot rang out and the phone was shattered. Da Zhuang wanted to try other people's phones, but Xiao Mi stopped him. If this continued, all of their phones would be destroyed. Then Da Zhuang thought of another way. Put the car in neutral and push it backward together. This way, they would have the car as cover and be in a place with a signal. Making a phone call seemed like a good idea, and Sui Hua thought it was worth a try. However, Xiao Mei poured cold water on the idea, saying that since it was on a slope and the car was in neutral, if they didn't stop it in time, it would keep sliding and they would surely die without cover. But even so, Da Zhuang decided to give it a try, just in case it worked. The 3 of them then started assigning tasks. Xiao Mei used a selfie stick to hold up her clothes to attract the sniper. Sui Hua turned on her phone's recording function to find the sniper's position. Da Zhuang took the opportunity to get in the car and start the engine, but as soon as he inserted the tree trunk, a bullet came at him, so he had to get out of the car. However, this time, they also got results. Through the video Sui Hua had recorded, the group successfully found the sniper's position. He was wearing a ghillie suit and climbing on a tree, hiding behind a dead tree trunk. Xiao Hei also happened to film this scene with his phone. After resting, Da Zhuang got the toolbox, took off the top cover, tied it to his left hand, and decided to risk his life again to try to get in the car and start the engine. This time, although he got it started, Da Zhuang was shot in the right hand. At the same time, the car slowly slid down. Sui Hua and Xiao Mei grabbed the tires, trying to slow the car down, but they couldn't stop it. The sniper kept shooting at them. They fired without warning, and Sui Hua accidentally tripped and fell, becoming separated from the main group. Xiao Mei's group also became separated, but fortunately, he was quick on his feet, and the car only stopped after another tire was damaged. Da Zhuang and Xiao Mei breathed a sigh of relief. Seeing that Sui Hua was alone and without cover, the sniper didn't fire. Xiao Mei guessed that he was reloading, so she hurriedly told Sui Hua to take the opportunity to run over. At the same time, Xiao Hei, who was hiding behind the warehouse post and waiting for an opportunity, couldn't hold back any longer. While Sui Hua was running, he also quickly ran into the woods behind, but coincidentally, the sniper had just finished firing his bullet. Okay, a shot hit Xiao Hei's left leg. Seeing that Xiao Hei could still stand up, the sniper fired another shot into his right leg. The sniper didn't kill him outright, but left him alive, using Xiao Hei as bait to lure the other 3 to rescue him. They weren't stupid and quickly realized the sniper's intention. Xiao Hei, on the other hand, had also lost consciousness due to excessive blood loss. As time passed and the weather grew hotter, the group became thirsty. They took a bottle of water from the car, drank it, and then threw the water bottle next to Xiaohei. Xiaohei picked up the water, opened the cap, and was about to drink when a bullet pierced through the bottle. Xiaohei was utterly desperate, his hand gripping Xiaohei's. Just give me a quick death, he thought. Meanwhile, the sniper on the other side was drinking water, a stark contrast to the others. The group was completely plunged into despair. What should have been a sweet journey had turned into a journey of death and illness. Suddenly, Da Zhuang stood up, motionless, and walked to the middle of the road. Despite Kui Hua and Xiao Mei's attempts to persuade him, Da Zhuang wouldn't stop, walking forward without looking back. He finally reached the body of Jin Feng, covering his wounded half-face with his clothes. It turned out Jin Feng was Da Zhuang's fiancé. With his girlfriend dead, Da Zhuang couldn't find any reason to live, so he simply lay down next to her, quietly awaiting death. But the sniper seemed unwilling to kill someone so determined to die. On the other side, Xiaohei woke up from his unconsciousness again. He vaguely saw something in front of him, something in the light and shadow. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a wolf. Xiaohei also closed his eyes, quietly awaiting death. On the other side, seeing the sniper hesitate to fire, Da Zhuang stood up and walked towards him, constantly provoking him. "Come here, shoot!" he shouted. Just then, a car drove up, carrying a family of 3. Da Zhuang hurriedly waved, but in the next second, a bullet struck his left leg. He retreated to the blonde corpse, knowing he was going to die. Calmly, he sat down, only to be shot again. Their index fingers intertwined, and they died together. Then the killer targeted the new car, firing a shot that shattered the bespectacled woman's hand. The car instantly went out of control, crashing into the younger sister's car and flipping over. The bespectacled woman crawled out of the car, and the younger sister gestured for him not to come closer, hiding behind the car to avoid being hit. However, the other side didn't understand. In the end, the sniper shot the bespectacled woman dead. A moment later, her husband also crawled out. The younger sister gestured to him, and he immediately understood and dialed the police. The sniper on the other end couldn't find anyone, so he simply punctured the gas tank, causing the car to explode and burn the husband to death. At the same time, their daughter woke up and was brutally shot in the head by the killer as soon as she got up. Now, only Kui Hua and the younger sister were left. The two discussed what to do. Kui Hua said it would soon be dark and he wouldn't be able to see them. The younger sister said no, he must have night vision goggles. At this moment, the younger sister noticed the thick smoke from the burning car and thought of a plan. After dark, she would use the smoke. They quickly made their escape under cover. Night fell, and the two men lit flammable materials in the car. Thick smoke rose, and just as they were about to run, the sniper tentatively fired in all directions. The two had no choice but to continue hiding behind the car, waiting for an opportunity. Just then, a police car approached, presumably the one the bespectacled woman's husband had called for help. There were 4 police officers in the car, 2 inside and 2 outside, armed with sniper rifles. After observing for a while without spotting the sniper, they called for help, but the next second the driver was shot dead, and the car went out of control and began to move forward. One of the snipers accidentally fell out and was shot in the head. 2 police officers died in quick succession. The younger sister bravely told Kui Hua that the police were unreliable and they had to rely on themselves. Now was the time to run, but Kui Hua, out of fear, hesitated. The younger sister ran out on her own. The smoke covering her suddenly changed direction, leaving the younger sister no choice but to run into the woods. But she had only taken a few steps when she was shot down by a sniper. The younger sister died just like that. Then the out-of-control police car stopped. Kui Hua seized the opportunity to run behind the police car. The officer who had been blinded by the car determined the approximate location of the sniper. They kept firing from that side, suppressing the enemy with a flurry of fire. The damage was 0.5, and the sniper in the truck bed was quickly taken out. The remaining policeman, riding recklessly, grabbed a sniper rifle without a word and started walking out, only to be shot dead. Perhaps spurred by the deaths of his comrade and the policeman, Kui Hua bravely climbed into the police car, started it, and drove straight towards the tree the sniper had climbed out of. Facing the swaying car, the sniper lost his aim and took several shots, only hitting Kui Hua's shoulder. Even after being hit, Kui Hua didn't stop. Finally, the car crashed into the tree. The sniper fell, his feet tied with a rope hanging upside down, but he swiftly pulled out a dagger and cut the rope. Kui Hua, on the other side, hurriedly picked up the sniper rifle from the ground. Seeing the other man slowly approaching, Kui Hua rushed. A bullet struck him in the stomach, but the sniper didn't fall. A second shot hit his leg, and the sniper stumbled back several steps, still not falling. Then, Kui Hua fired another shot, and the sniper knelt. He tried to stand up for another shot, but this time he fell to the ground, though he seemed to still be breathing. His hand was twitching. Kui Hua went forward, about to fire, but found the bullet jammed. Seeing this, Kui Hua grabbed the gun and frantically smashed it against the sniper's head. This sniper was pretty tough. Even with his head injured, he was still breathing, so Kui Hua decided to give him the final blow. But the next second, just as she struck, the jammed bullet suddenly returned to the gun, striking Kui Hua in the neck, and just like that, they both died. The movie ends here. Guys, do comment and tell us how you liked this movie, and which part of the movie you liked the most. And don't forget to like and subscribe.